What's up, YouTube? Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I am Shanika Lawrence, and this is
Torin Lawrence,
coming to you with some financial principles that you'll be able to teach your children. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so today we're coming to you with some financial principles. This is so super important to begin to teach our children financial literacy. Why? There are not enough resources. There is just a lack of resources everywhere when it comes to financial literacy for our children. And I don't understand the big idea. Why not teach our children what they need to know when they get into the real world? But because of that, this is why we have to find a way, parents, teachers, friends, to teach the kids at home. They have to know what to do so that they won't get into this world and begin to dig themselves in financial holes. They gotta know the best ways to use their money and to cause their money to work for them. So I'm coming to you with some principles that I learned from Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is deceased now, but he was a motivational speaker. He spoke a lot on personal development and financial independence. One thing that he says is that it's not the amount of money that counts, it's the plan that counts. So regardless of how much money you're making, anybody can implement this plan that we're getting ready to show you that will help you to get to the next level in your finances. Now, I heard this for myself as an adult, and I thought this was very helpful, and I started to do it myself, but I saw the value in teaching my son. Now, he is 10 years old. He is at a ready age to begin to learn financial principles, to understand money, to understand how it works, and to begin to let it work for himself. Not just save it, but learn how to invest it, learn how to appropriate it, and to delegate it so that it's going into the right places. So that later on when he looks down the road, he'll have money somewhere for him. And as of right now, he's 10 years old. So as soon as he gets money, he's ready to spend his money. He wants to spend his money on V-Bucks and on Legos. We go to the store, he sees things that he wants, and he just wants to buy it. So he just spends his money. But lately I began to just show him that, okay, well, you only have 70% of this amount of money that you've been given, and now we're gonna allocate the rest of this money. And so just in case I've gone ahead of myself just a little bit, this rule is called the 70-10-10-10 principle. And what that means is that for every dollar, you're only gonna be able to use, or you should only be spending about 70%, or right at 70% of each dollar. Then you will allocate the rest of the, how much percentage?
30.
We got 30%, easy math. So a kid can do it, anybody can do it. Okay, so we only are gonna use 70% of this $1 that we have, and we're gonna allocate 10 one place, 10 one place, and 10 in another place. So according to this rule, when we get our first dollar, we're only gonna actually be living off 70% of this dollar. So now the question is, okay, well, where does the 30% go? Great question. So I have a board here, and on this board, I'm gonna just write 70, 10, 10, and 10. So it starts off with 70% going to everything that you have to spend every month. All of your bills, entertainment, things like that. You're only living off of 70% of your income. So the first 10% of our income is going towards generosity. Generosity towards people who are in need. Even charity falls here, and some people will even put their 10% in a religious institution. Either one of these are a good place to start. And I love to teach my child, both of my children, generosity and how giving to others is really helpful, not only just for others, but it just builds your level of humility. It kind of helps you to understand, and recognize and just become aware of life itself, how much we're just in need of each other, and just how we're able to impact the lives of other people. So generosity is a big key here. You really want to begin to teach your children not to be stingy, to be givers, and just to show them how helpful, it is to be a giver. The Bible talks about being a cheerful giver. It also talks about having no lack when you give to those who are in need, giving to the poor. And this is the first step to not having any lack by giving. So this is just the beginning step, giving that 10% through generosity. Then the next 10% is going to be given for use of capital. Now, I want to be able to explain this in the way that Jim Rohn explained it. he said that the use of capital is any value that you set aside to be invested into an enterprise that brings value to the marketplace, hoping to make a profit. So basically, this is just the general term of capitalism or active capitalism. You actually engage in the market to make a profit. So this would be like investing in your business, investing in, something that you believe that's going to generate profits for you. And again, it's something that you're actively involved in. So even real estate will fall here, where you're investing into something and you're actively working or actively doing things to increase the value of whatever that you just implemented into the marketplace, and you're allowing that to bring profit to your household. So for a kid, they're kind of thinking like, well, what kind of active capitalism am I going to be involved in? Now, my child currently doesn't have his own business, but I know that there are a lot of kids around the world who do have their own business. And this is an example of that 10% that goes towards capital for their enterprise. So you might have some kids, some little girls that might have a lip gloss business. They have to invest that 10% in their product so that they could have, lip gloss to be able to sell. Or if you have some kids that may have a lemonade stand, they have to invest that 10% in buying the lemonade. They have to invest the 10% into, buying the stand or the wood that's going to be needed to create the stand, the paint, just to get started. Even over time, they're going to need to have that 10% set aside that they can continually put into their business, and that's going to help to increase their profit. Now, again, sometimes you have things that may not be as active as your own personal business, but maybe even into the business of someone else's, investing in other people's businesses. Those are just ways that we can teach our children to put a 10% aside. And the third allocation of your 10% is going to go towards passive capital, which by definition means to let someone else use your 10% and then pay you for the use of it, i.e. the banks or stocks or different funds and things of that nature. So you want to put 10% in something that's going to basically continue to grow. It's passive, so you don't have to actually do anything. You're just letting them borrow your money and they're paying you interest for using your money. Now, of course, we know that some place like the banks, they're not going to pay you a lot of interest to use your money. So the best place here to put your money is in investments that are going to have a greater rate of return, so that you might be able to increase your gains over time. Normally, passive capital is for the long term, the long game, and your active capital is for the short term gains. Generosity is for right now gains. When you learn to be generous, you are gaining right in the moment, and that's why I love that principle to be able to share with your children. Wasn't that easy to learn? Yeah, I think it was incredibly easy to learn, and it was not hard at all. You can teach your children this principle right now, because they will be able to take this into their futures. It won't be as soon as I get $1 that I have to spend the $1. They'll be more self-conscious about how to hold on to only that 70% and to release the other 30. It's like a seed, putting a seed in the ground and allowing it to germinate for the future. And this is what we want in our finances, okay? So I think that we're gonna try and do a series. And I think that it's gonna be really great, something that we can kind of share what we've been learning, what I've been teaching him. Just from your words, Torrin, I like to know how you think that this is gonna help you in your finances.
To learn not to spend money every time I get it.
That is so important, not to spend your money as soon as you get it. All right, guys, well, I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today, son.
You're welcome, Mom.
Love you guys so much, and I thank you guys for watching and being here, and we will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye.